Hey everyone, this will be a quick lesson. This will be lesson 4. I wanted to show the wiring. I didn't want to show how the wiring was going to be with the hardware because it would have been a little complicated to see with the wires. So I wanted to show this schematic so you can see how to wire up your LEDs and your resistors. So as you can see, I have these switches. The switch is going to indicate us coding these to turn on and turn off. So I have the switches to indicate that we're going to code it inside of the Arduino, inside of this code. And the 5 volts is what the Arduino will send to the LEDs, and the resistors is just going to help the LEDs light up correctly. So as you can see, I have the hours on the left hand side. The green one, if you're doing 24 hours, you will have this extra one. So I have it green, but it's not needed if you're doing 12 hours. The minutes, as you can see, and the seconds. Seconds is not needed also. I just have it here just in case for the ones that want to code with the seconds, minutes, and hours and show it on the Arduino display. So the question that came across was, 90, we have so many LEDs and not enough pins to sync them up to. So I was like, yes, that is correct. So I wanted to show how to wire these LEDs up correctly, and so we can be able to code them correctly and also show them correctly. So the one thing that we've seen, as you can see in this schematic, is that, oh my god, here we go again. Alright, sorry about that, guys. But the one thing that we've seen in the schematic is that the LEDs are wired up by columns and rows. So all the 1s bit, 2 bit, 0 bit, the 4th bit, the 5th bit, all of those are wired up in the same exact row. The columns are wired up by hours, minutes, and seconds. So if we want to just show hours, we want to turn this to ground and everything else to power. So I can show you guys this right now. Simulate. So as you can see, as I'm sending the voltage to these bits, these will be the only ones turned on. If you want the minutes to show, you'll turn this to ground, and then the minutes will show. And the same thing with seconds. If you want that to turn on, you turn this to ground. So the thing with us coding, we will have to turn these to power and to turn those off. So basically, we'll have 2 powers going into the LED, which means that these won't be able to power up. Because of having a full circuit, you have to have the ending to go to ground. It's not going to do any damage to the LED, so that's a good thing. The current will stay the same, but just to let you know, we're just stopping the voltage. It's not going to ground, so we're going to send another voltage to the other end of the LED. And so the one catch is, let's just say we want to show the time. And as you can see, if I want to turn this bit off, that's also going to turn on in minutes. But what if I want this bit to be on in minutes? Here's the question. Here's the answer to your question, sorry. So in the code, we're going to have to set the hours, turn that on, then turn them off, restart the LEDs, turn your minutes on, restart your LEDs, and then turn the seconds on and restart your LEDs. All of this is going to happen in a quick second, like millisecond, to the point that you can't even see that they're blinking for the minutes, hours, minutes, and seconds. So it's just going to look like it's a steady light, steady LED on, but in the code, they're turning on and off really fast. So that's the only difference with the coding these LEDs. So if you don't want to show seconds, you can always have these LEDs go straight to 1 pin, which is easy to code. But if you want to show seconds, minutes, and hours, you will have to wire them up correctly or get a bigger Arduino. Arduino Mega has more pins. You can always use that one. if you want to just hook up every LED to one pin, which is easy. It's just more code that you have to write. So this will be the more advanced version. If you want me to show you the easy way to wire this up, if you want them to do every pin, I can show that. Just leave a comment and I can create a video for that. I think that is it for the schematic. You guys could take a picture. Reminder that these switches down at the bottom will be the pins that we have over here, so I can show you guys. So we have the 0 bit, 1 bit, 2nd bit, 3rd bit. That's the same ones that we have over here. So and then we have to wire those up as outputs. Let me scroll back up. Sorry. So we have to wire those as outputs. So I'm missing the 4th bit, the 5th bit, and then the hours, minutes, and seconds. So that's just easy. It's copy and pasting and making sure that I initializes those in the code and make sure that they know those are outputs. And so the next lesson will be lesson 5. Next lesson I'll show you guys how to code, where to put the code at for you to display the LEDs. So I put comments in here from previous lessons. So like, as you can see, I put flash the minutes lights, and flash the hour lights here, so it can indicate that you're setting the time those. So all we have to do is just blink on those LEDs, and that means just turning on all these bits and then turning on minutes. So I can show you guys real quick. Sorry. So all we're doing is just doing this to indicate the user that you're about to set minutes. That is it. Okay. And then once they set the time, we're gonna turn everything off, and then keep the 1 bit on, show that it's a 1 showing. Turn this on, show there's 2 showing, and etc. So that's all we're doing in the code. The next thing that we will have to do is display, besides blinking the lights and indicating how they're setting the time, because they won't see it in our serial monitor as we showed previously. I don't have the board hooked up. Okay. Okay, so as we can see, so instead of showing minutes of 1, those LEDs will light up. So they won't know the code by just looking at the LEDs. So we have to indicate to let them know that they're at 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and while they're setting the time. The last thing that we have to code is every time the hours increase, we're not going to show the LEDs in the increasing of the minutes and hours. We're going to show the LEDs every time we're going to print these. So instead of printing these to the serial monitor, we're going to show the LED. So we're going to show, I'm going to write this in so you can see it. Display our LED. Same thing with display minute LED. Display second LEDs. And then every time it increase 1, we're gonna restart LEDs. But always remember that before you display the minutes, we're gonna restart LEDs. Before you start show the seconds, restart LEDs. So I guess I could put this up here so it can be consistent. So the LED is gonna start after you set the time at the top. at the top of the code, after you set the time, it's going to come in here and start the seconds. So we're going to restart the LEDs, display hours, start the LEDs, display minutes, restart LEDs, display seconds. And that's just going to keep going really fast. And that's why I have it in a while loop. So we're going to increase the seconds. And once the seconds is done, we're going to leave the seconds while loop. Come out here, increase the minutes. If the minutes reach the max, we're going to increase the hours. Same thing down here with you guys that's trying to do 24 hours. Military time. Just change this to 24. And then change this to 24. Well, change this back to, if it equals 24, set it back to 0. Simple enough. So lesson 5, I think this is lesson 5 will be basically coding the LEDs, and then once we have that done, lesson 6 will be wiring the LEDs correctly as we have in this schematic. And then lesson 6 would be just making sure everybody's just working properly. If anybody has any questions, lastly, I'm gonna show how to put everything together, so make it look like it's attractive on your desk or anything. So I'm gonna find the cheapest way possible to do this. I can even show a little snip of how I soldered them together, but that's later on. If you have any ideas on how to make this a closure, please message me or put a comment below the video, and I can take up your ideas and test them at home, and we can go from there. All right, thanks guys.